Say to you, never give up. As agents, have you taken the time to really develop a plan for this year? Did I just have and I love the video. I feel like I should come and join the group now.
I can talk to you about that.
Okay. Oh, do you want me to just sign a form? Is that
I want to have lunch.
Oh, but how do we get from A to B? We have to have a plan. So I only saw a couple of hands raised up. But what I'd like to inform you is that you are the CEO of your life. And like the CEO of a major corporation, who is responsible for the marketing, who is responsible for the products, who is responsible for cash flow, you are the CEO. So I ask you, when you get ready to be in front of your potential clients, your prospects, who is it that's being represented? So who are you? What's your vision, not only for yourself, but for your client, and what's your plan? So this presentation is divided up into those three areas, and this is kind of the fun part of an exercise. I do this a lot in my workshops, and I wanted to start with identifying your values and the driving forces. You see, a lot of times, we know we do things, but we aren't consciously aware of why it is that we do that. So I would like you to take just a few seconds. Look at Earth, Wind, and Fire. Now, those of you who are old enough may know the group Earth, Wind, and Fire. But we're talking about the elements of nature, Earth, Wind, Fire, and Water, and decide which one are you most like. So I'll be quiet for just a few seconds. Does everybody have an answer? Okay. How many are most like Earth? Great. Now, I want you to understand, Julius and Mrs. Zadapak, that this is who your team members. Look at your team. This is what you represent as a group. So again, can I just have a real high show of hands? How many are like Earth? So we have about 5 or 6. Great. How many identify with fire? Wow. Okay. And I got 2 hands back here. All right. And how many identify with wind? Do we only have 1 wind? But at least it's represented in the group. All right. And then how many identify with water? Great. Now, those who said they identify with Earth, raise your hand again for me. And I'd like to just go quickly around the room. We're just only going to give one characteristic of Earth that you seem to identify with. Now, Earth is the element that I identify with, and so for me, I like being supportive. So you got the idea? I just want one word that is Earth-related, and if you'll just quickly go and keep your hands up so I can point out. So may I start with the lady right here dressed in the black?
I guess that I like the idea of using resources in order to grow.
So you're resourceful. Great. And how about the lady next to you?
I think nurturing.
Nurturing is great. Yes?
I don't know, I just looked at it as being kind of steady.
Steady. So stability. Great. And there were a couple more in the back? Yes, ma'am.
Just taking from beginning, the growth process.
Growing. Excellent.
Seeing progress.
Very good. And then finally,
Feeling my best, grounded.
you feel grounded. Now, team, you know your coworkers. Would you agree that when they spoke stability, being grounded, all of those, would you agree that that's what comes from these particular agents?
Yes.
Knowing them? Okay, great. So let's go on to fire. May I see a show of hands again about fire? 1, 2, 3. All right, keep your hands up. All right, starting here with the gentleman in the blue. What particular characteristic of fire do you relate to?
Just its fury, how strong and how once it sinks its teeth into something, that's kind of.
Is that how he is? He doesn't sink his teeth into something and just really goes for it? Is that how you are? Great. And right next to you?
I'm just super hot.
I bet all the ladies hear that. You hear that in the back? We have a super hot. I like that. blooming, great. Who else raised their hand as fire? Yes.
Passionate.
And passionate, is that how you feel about life? Great. Sonia, is that
I'm
you?
just dangerous.
Let me have a qualifying point here. We like to be positive, at least for the moment. So is there, could we just lift that over a little bit for us?
When you get that considered
They all know. So is she dangerous?
Yeah.
Well, oh, well, there you go. All right, so in other words, we get a lot. If we see a lot, you do a lot. Is that pretty good? All right, thank you. Who else? Who else? Yes, Julie.
Spontaneous.
Spontaneous, excellent. Thank you. And I think I have one over here.
Emotional.
Emotional. So tell me about that and how it relates to fire. Is it that you are so in sync with people? Tell me a little bit.
Sort of, I guess, like explosive, emotional.
Okay. And is that in a book?
You got it, girl.
Outspoken. Very good. All right, great. So let's go down to the other two. We had wind. I know we had one wind. Are there any other winds? Anybody who wants to claim a win?
Somebody else claim it, because I don't know.
That's okay. That's okay. You be the representative for wind.
I think mine is because I feel like I'm constantly a multitasker, but I kind of felt like negative when I saw the wind, because I feel like I am up and down being a mom and working and just everything that I do. I feel like it's a roller coaster, and so I don't know what one word would, shaky is kind of what I saw in my head. I'm always, I don't know.
Come on, flexible.
There.
It's
Well, that, all of
flexible.
those other things also need
Yeah.
wind, and you need to remember that.
Yes, yes,
I
very
need
good.
to breathe.
Yes, maybe that's where that wind and air needs to come from. Yeah, breathing, taking a moment to do that. All right, thank you. And then what about for water? I think we had quite a few water representatives. All right, let's start with the lady here in the brown.
And try to go with the flow.
Go, excellent, thank you. Who
Soothing.
else? I'm sorry?
Soothing.
Soothing, good.
Cool and refreshing.
Cool.
I mean, that's Bud Light.